When dividing fractions, we actually change the questions into multiplication questions before we simplify. So to turn this one into a multiplication question, we keep the first fraction, change the sign to multiplication, and then we flip the second fraction. Now that this is a multiplication question, we treat it the same as we were treating the previous questions. So 4 times 4, 5 times 3, and that would come out to 16 over 15. You can use the acronym KCF, which means keep, change, flip, to help you remember what to do with division of fraction questions. So for this question, you would want to keep the first fraction, change the sign, and flip the second fraction. So instead of negative 12 over 11, you'll have 11 over negative 12. So now we multiply across the top, 6 times 11, 5 times negative 12. Here I see that 6 and negative 12 have a common factor. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. Negative 12 divided by 6 is negative 2. Now we can rewrite 1 times 11, 5 times negative 12, and that comes out to 11 over negative 10. You may sometimes see this written with a negative out front, and that's fine because those are the same thing. If you put them in your calculator, you'll find that they have the same value. So it doesn't matter if you put the negative on the bottom or out front, or you can even put it up top. Like I've done with the other questions with negatives, I'll rewrite this with the negative beside the 5. Now we want to change this to multiplication. So keep the first fraction, change the sign to multiplication, and flip that second one. Now we can multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and I'm seeing 6 and 6 can be reduced. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 6 divided by 6 is also 1. And we can also reduce negative 5. So negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. Negative 5 divided by itself is also 1. So it kind of looks like we just have 1 times 1, 1 times 1 equals 1. I'll rewrite this one as a fraction, so negative 3 over 1 divided by 1/4. Now we want to change it to multiplication, so negative 3 over 1 times 4 over 1. Flip that second fraction. And now when we rewrite this, negative 3 times 4, 1 times 1, and it looks like we get negative 12 over 1, which is actually just equivalent to negative 12. With part E, let's go ahead and rewrite this with our negatives on top to keep track of them. Then we can keep, change, flip. So keep that first fraction, change the sign to multiplication, and then flip the second one. I will rewrite this as one fraction, multiply negative 18 times 49, 7 times negative 9. And here I see we definitely have some common factors on the top and bottom. For example, negative 18 and negative 9 have a common factor of 9. So negative 18 divided by 9 is negative 2. Negative 9 divided by 9 is negative 1. And then 49 and 7 have a common factor of 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1. 49 divided by 7 is 7. Let's rewrite this. Negative 2 times 7 is left on top. On the bottom, we have 1 times negative 1, and that looks like it comes out to negative 14 over negative 1, which when we divide those, we actually just end up with positive 14 because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So with this one, let's go ahead and start by putting that negative with the 14. Then we can change this to multiplication. So multiply by the reciprocal, flip that thing. Multiply my numerators, multiply my denominators. And I'm noticing we have some common factors. 27 and 18 we can divide by 9 to get 3 and 2. 7 and 14 minus 14 we can divide by 7 to get 1 and negative 2. So here we'd have 1 times 3, 2 times negative 2, which comes out to 3 over negative 4. So you could leave it like that, but you could also write it with that negative out front, which is probably the more common way that you would see it.